back. I sound a little different because I'm doing this one soft-spoken instead of whisper. These are just, I'm trying to get back in the habit of doing my daily meditations before the first of the year, because I feel like if I start things, if I wait to like make a New Year's resolution, then I have to build that habit, you know, right away on New Year's. And it's hard that week because to start new things, because it's New Year's Eve, it's New Year's Day, and then it's like usually back to school after winter break, and then it is my teenager's birthday on January 4th, mine's January 8th, and it just gets crazy. So it's easier to do these things if I start them a few weeks before the holiday, you know. Well, we're already pushing it. But so I'm gonna get more on here. I have like a whole row on my bookshelf at home that's just daily meditation books. But to go into that room and pull out each book is, by the time I do that, I feel like I could have had all my meditations done if they were all in my Kindle, you know. And I like to just sit down with my coffee at the table and just like read them all and take a few notes and stuff while the baby's eating breakfast. So I need to work on that. I need to get a routine down. All right, so we will start with this book. I love this book, this daily meditations book. It's Melanie Beattie, The Language of Letting Go. And it's about kind of like codependency, which I never really thought of myself as a codependent, but I think to some level we all are. Like I'm not necessarily codependent, but I do let other people's actions and moods mess with mine way too much. So in a way I am codependent. You know, like if my teenager has a shitty attitude, then I just let myself have one too, and that's not good. Like I have to learn how to just separate that. You know, I'm allowed to have a good day when other people are not. I need to have a, what do they call it? Like a reasonable level of, oh, I can't remember. It's in here. Okay, so anyways, December 18th, staying open to our feelings. Oh, my coffee. Necessary. Codependent with coffee. All right, December 18th, staying open to our feelings. Many of us have gotten so good at following the don't feel rule that we can try to talk ourselves out of having feelings even in recovery. And when she says recovery, I think she's talking about recovery from codependency, but a lot of people, like I'm an Alcoholics Anonymous, or I'm a recovering addict, alcoholic, because that was my DOC, but it doesn't matter to me, whatever your thing was. That's, I think it can relate to anything, you know. Recovery is just like you're in recovery because you're trying to get better. But if I was really working a good program, I wouldn't feel angry. Yeah. False, right? I don't get angry. I'm a Christian. I forgive and forget. And these are like quotes. Like this is like what people say to themselves, you know, like, oh, I'm Christian, I shouldn't be angry. Or if I was working a good program, I wouldn't be angry. Another one is, I'm not angry, I'm affirming that I'm happy. Like if you're angry, like, no, I'm happy. These are statements. These are all statements, some of them quite clever, and indicate that we're operating under the don't feel rule again. Part of working a good program means acknowledging and dealing with our feelings. We strive to accept and deal with our anger so it doesn't harden into resentments. We don't use recovery as an excuse to shut down our emotions. Yes, we are striving for forgiveness, but we still want to feel, listen to, and stay with our feelings until it's time to release them appropriately. Our higher power, whatever yours is, this is not religious. You can pick your higher power. Our higher power created the emotional part of ourselves. God, of your understanding, whatever your God is not telling us to feel. It is our dysfunctional systems. We also need to be careful how we use affirmations. Discounting our emotions won't make feelings go away. If we're angry, it's okay to have that feeling. That's part of how we get and stay healthy. Today, I will refuse to accept shame for others or myself for feeling my feelings. All right. Let's go back. Put my bookmark on there. I hate when I don't read these for like a month or two and then I open it up and I have to go find my page. Like that just is a sign to me like you're not doing it enough. And they do help. Days when I read these, I'm a better person. Like it gives me a little medicine and I'm gonna hear some kind of gold that I'm gonna need for that day or the next day. Just have to I'm not programmed to deal with life well. Like my default settings, I do not know how to deal with stuff well. I need other people to show me how to do stuff. Left to my own devices, not good. I'm learning. All right, this one is, this book. This is my favorite, The Daily Stoic. 366 Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living by Ryan Holiday. Okay, I think he has a YouTube channel too. Ryan Holiday. All right, December 18th. What comes to us all? Both Alexander the Great and his mule keeper were brought to the same place by death, and they were either received into the all-generative reason or scattered among the atoms. By Marcus Aurelius. Don't worry about some of those I just don't even really understand until Ryan himself brings like the philosophy for dummies, which is next. So in a world that is many ways becoming more and more unequal, there aren't many true equalitarian experiences left. When Benjamin Franklin observed that in this world nothing can be said to be certain except death and taxes, he couldn't have known how good some people would get at avoiding their taxes, but death, that's still one thing that everyone experiences. We all face the same end, whether you conquer the known world or shine the shoes of people who do. At the end, death will be the radical equalizer, a lesson in abject humility. Shakespeare and Hamlet trace out logic in stark terms for both Alexander and Julius Caesar. Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, that earth, which kept the world in awe, should patch a wall to expel the winter flaw. The next time you feel yourself getting high and mighty, or conversely feeling low and inferior, just remember we all end up the same way. In death, no one is better, no one is worse. All our stories have the same finale. True, and that is helpful because I can find myself getting high and mighty or low and inferior. I mean, those are human feelings, right? I think some people feel way too much one way or the other all the time. That's a problem. All right, the next one. This is mostly like something we read at AA. So, like I said when I was reading the Melanie Beattie one, these are not. You do not have to be religious. You can sub anything you hear in here that's like God. If you're not like a God person, whatever your higher power is, as long as it's not yourself, then you can just sub it in. Like whether, I don't care if it's nature or the sky or your ancestors or and for me it's fluid. For me it's different. It's fluid. The more I try to pin down God, the more elusive it gets. So I don't try to pin it down. All right. Now, I'm on November 18th. Give me a second, guys. See? See what I mean? Now I have to hit this button about 30 times, 30, 40, 50 times. Because some are like a page and some are a little longer. But we're looking for December 18th. All right, 16th, 17th, 18th. On honesty with newcomers. Tell them exactly what happened to you. Stress the spiritual feature freely. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 93. The marvel of AA is that I only tell what happened to me. I don't waste time offering advice to potential newcomers, for if advice worked, nobody would get into AA. All I have to do is show what has brought me sobriety and it has changed my life, or what has changed my life. If I fail to stress the spiritual features of AA's program, I'm being dishonest. The newcomer should be not be given false impression of sobriety. I'm sober only through the grace of my higher power, and that makes it possible for me to share with others. Yeah, so like I said, I think that's spirituality versus religion. When you're like, don't just throw stuff that has the God references in the trash because you're not a God person. Just whatever your spirituality is feeling. And sometimes for people like that have kind of turned their back on spirituality, it's hard. It's hard. And that's why I said, like, just try not to make it yourself, because come on, who's that perfect? Like, to make you the highest thing ever. Like, that's different than self-love, you know. That's narcissism or worse. So those are my daily meditations. Like I said, I'm gonna get a few more on here. And this is my Kindle Oasis, which is the best purchase I've ever made. We actually got my mom one for Christmas. Me and my siblings, we did like a group gift. And she's like, oh, I kept like trying to show her mine. And she's like, I don't need that. I don't need that. First of all, Mom, you have everything, so there's nothing left to get you, because my mom works her off. Second, your eyes are old, okay? Mine are old, so I know yours are old. And this will help you to read in the dark. Like, she reads on her iPad, but that's too bright. Like, it has a blue backlight, and this one, it's almost like reading on paper. And then at I have it set to where at 8 p.m., I think 8 p.m., the light changes to like a warm glow. So as I read myself to sleep, it's not going to, you know, they say like, don't have blue light around you for 30 minutes, I don't know, an hour before bed. So this is what I'm staring at night, and it doesn't really affect my eyes or my sleep. Plus, you can even change it to like where the text is white and the background is black, and you can like make the text bigger or littler. You charge it every few days, and you can have hundreds of books in here. Plus, you can download ebooks from either Kindle or free from your library onto here. It's just, I mean, I'm not sponsored, but I wish I had one of these in every room, because they do pick up where you left off. You know, if you have another one at like, if you kept one at work and kept one at home, so you didn't want to like grab it all the time, it will pick up where you're at, you know. I don't know. I just love it. All right, so that was the daily meditations for December 18th. So hopefully I'll try to post it like right away. Actually, I had to come out to work to clean like my end of the year, like real deep clean. I might be off until the end of the year if I can move a few, because I just had like some random appointments and I didn't really build on those days. Like, I didn't really fill up those days, and now I'm like, oh, I don't want to go in for just like a little bit, so I might just see if those people want to wait till after the holiday, and then I can just not come to work for a little bit, even though I need the money. But I need some downtime too. I don't know, am I being greedy? It's like, my downtime isn't my downtime because it's a baby, you know, who I love to death, but he is, of all of my kids, that kid is the craziest and the messiest, and he goes to the bathroom the most. All right, so everybody, I hope you have a good day or evening or rest or whatever it is, and I'll see